Hello everyone, I'm Alex with Cajun Zen, and welcome to the official introduction to my yoga channel and lecture series. It's my intentions to create a space where practice meets perspective, blending movement, medicine, and mindful conversations. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, please subscribe to my channel and follow me so we can go ahead and get started. So the question I hear the most is, Alex, why is it that you emphasize practicing yoga so much? That's actually a great question. The problem is that the answer isn't so simple because it's multi-layered. My suggestion, grab a cup of tea, take a seat, and let's unpack this thing together. First, let me start out by credifying something. Credifying. Anyways, I think I might have just made up a new word. What I'm about to share are my own thoughts and discoveries. However, that's based off of 2 decades of studying and self-practicing through the world of yoga, deep dive into the ancient concepts of Chinese medicine, and taking all that wisdom and bringing it here to the clinic where I help people as a massage therapist and yoga instructor. Over time, I've developed a real understanding of not just the theory of what yoga does, but what it actually does on a scientific and medical level. Number 1, it builds discipline. Now understand what I'm not talking about. What I'm not talking about is the dog yoga, the goat yoga, the super hot yoga. I'm not talking about those things. I'm not saying that none of that does or does not have benefit. What I'm saying is a lot of times, a lot of that stuff has been marketed and watered down, just like a lot of other things that have come from our ancient history. What I'm talking about is the way that it was intended to be done, and that was to get up in the morning and create discipline in your life. Why is that beneficial? Because no matter what you do in life takes discipline. If you're going to start a business, it takes discipline to be able to make those steps. That's literally what separates the successful businesses from the unsuccessful ones. What about people who are training for a fight or training for an event or just whatever it is? Maybe having discipline in your life is a very powerful and positive thing, okay? Number 2, it calms down the mind. How does it do that? In a very genius way. All these different breathing techniques that we use in yoga, they come through the nose. We never breathe through the mouth. The mouth was always for chewing and talking only. Breathing in the nose calms the brain down because the cool air goes through the sinus cavity around the frontal cortex and allows you to have a much more logical thinking, calm brain, which is very beneficial. Now, most people, I hear some of the yoga hippie people say, well, you're supposed to think with your heart. No, you're supposed to react logically to most things and then see and check into your heart and see how it feels. If it feels unsettled, like that gut feeling, then you can kind of go back and forth and go, that gut's telling me to do something. But it's not just to react all the time with your heart. That gets you in trouble. Somebody gets you mad, you react angrily with your heart. Same thing. But you should be calm enough to be able to react with what is appropriate. Number 3, it does something to the physical body that I have yet to find any other exercise regimen do. And that is, it strengthens the muscles that are weak while opening up the muscles that are tight, massaging the internal organs, and calming the mind down, all while building discipline. Something that I have yet to find any other exercise regimen do in my lifetime. And I've done a lot. Most people that know me know that I've been extremely athletic my whole life. Yoga has been the thing that stuck because of all of these reasons. How does it work on the organs? Well, let me explain. When we do inversions, for example, the intestines that are always in this position, or when I'm lying down, rotate over, but they never get upside down and allowed to settle in a different manner. Why is that beneficial? Because a lot of times stool and different things can become compacted in there and it doesn't flow properly. Same thing with some of these breath work when we suck in the stomach and push out. We're pushing and forcing some of these valves in the body to open and close properly. Number 4, lastly, I'm going to tell you the secret to Chinese medicine. Chinese medicine looks at the body as a qi processing system. Qi not being energy, but at some sense can be considered energy. What I'm going to say is the concepts of qi is for another lecture. We're going to just state it this way. 3 different qis in the environment. 1, air, the unseen qi, the mysterious qi, the qi from the atmosphere that you can breathe in. We consider that to be air, oxygen. Number 2, the qi of grain and water. Those are 2 and 3. Let's just go with grain and water and air. Those things come into the body, and the body takes them, absorbs them, and processes them in the ways that it needs to process, and then sends it out to the extremities and to the areas of the body that's needed. Well, that's exactly what any medical concept says. The problem is that the difference is that Chinese say that it sends it to some different places than what the Western mind says. No big deal. But we both agree that this is a processing system. Now, the problem that we have on why we say that yoga is, I'm going to tell you where yoga comes into play, is that the body operates on these cycles. You go to bed at night, and we say that the energy or the fluids or whatever you want to say comes to the interior of the body. That's why the periphery gets cold. We want to warm ourselves up with a blanket. And during the daytime, it shoots it back out to the outside of the body where the pores can open and close, and you can sweat. Okay, with that concept being in mind, we say that there's primarily 3, but we'll leave out multiple layers. Just 3 layers of tissue: muscle, fascia, and skin. Those 3 need to be independent of each other. They become unindependent of each other when you get in a car accident, or when you get in a fight, or when you get hit and some kind of damage happens, you get surgery. They become unindependent. They now maybe glue themselves together. That is a lack of flow. So yoga is important because when you get up in the morning, the body feels a little brittle because that fluid, that lubrication is not flowing to the exterior of the body. So we need to force it there by loosening up all that tissue and getting that good. That's why people get up in the morning and go, oh, and then they say, well, it feels better as the day goes. Yes, because as the day goes, the body produces more. It pushes it harder and harder, but it's not strong enough to push it beyond those restrictions, which is why we get body work regularly, which is why we do yoga regularly, which is why we get acupuncture to free up all those different things so that the fluids and the qi in the body can flow throughout the body evenly so you can minimize the damage and the problems that you have. In conclusion, I am sure that there are people out there that will disagree with my discoveries based upon their own opinions, their own knowledge, and their own experiences. However, I've learned a long time ago that I do not need to defend these ancient practices. Yoga and Chinese medicine have withstood the test of time. And not only that, they are growing more and more each day because they are still relevant. There's not a lot in the human existence that we have not discovered before. So, from a therapeutic and well-studied understanding, there is no practice out there that I have found that does what yoga does. So yes, I absolutely push yoga to everyone. Not because you're going to become a Hindu or you're going to change religions or something's going to enter your mind and take over your body, but because it is a system that is designed to bring the most vitality to the body and help with daily adjustments to the spine, to the hips, to the back, muscle adjustments. It is a well-rounded and full, complete system. It calms the mind. It does all these amazing things. That's it. It's too complete and too relevant. Now, yes, I do get massages regularly. I do get acupuncture when needed. I do get herbal medicine. I do get chiropractic adjustments. However, this yoga is meant to do daily because it's a daily adjustment. It can't fix everything, but it can give you the ability to live a vital life that is filled with happiness and joy because you're not in pain and deep suffering. Well, I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Be on the lookout for more from Cajun Zen. Whether it's some lectures, it's more of this yoga channel, my blog that's being written on the 1st and the 15th of each month, and the things that are happening here at the clinic that I'll be continually reporting on. So if you liked what you've seen, check out the channel, follow me, and look at the website, www.cajunzen.com. And in the meantime, I'm Alex with Cajun Zen, and keep your feet dry and your soul light from deep on those bayous.